Hey everybody, East Coast Pete. So who named that band NILE? Tell you what, I don't usually do death metal bands. They're so growly. But for this band I make an exception because I like ancient Egypt. They are not from there. They are from Greenville, South Carolina, but they like stuff like ancient Egypt and Near Eastern mysticism, history, religion, ancient art, and even H.P. Lovecraft. So I may not be able to listen all the way through an album, but I will enjoy touching on their awesome subject matter. In 1993, the parent band Mariah, founded by Carl Sanders, gave way to the headwaters of the NILE band. Sanders, Chief Spires, and drummer Pete Hamora released the Festivals of Atonement EP in 1995. This was enough to give them a spot on a tour of the southwestern U.S. with Obituary, Deicide, and Broken Hope. Next was another EP, Ramses, Bringer of War. In 1997, on the Visceral Productions label, there would have been a full-length LP, but Visceral went belly up that same year. Relapse Records offered NILE a change of course, and Amongst the Catacombs of Nephron Ra saw the light of day. NILE toured with Incantation and Morbid Angel. The follow-up, Black Seeds of Vengeance, went in 2000. But prior to that, Pete Hamora was mysteriously injured while touring the Catacombs. Sessionist D. Roddy filled in. More changes occurred. Dallas Toller Wade joined as second guitar. Chief Spires left. John Lasano came in. Permanent drummer Tony Loreno also joined. And nothing was written in stone, though. Their album, it looks like Realm. Their album, Ithphalic, was their first time on the charts to number 162. Ithphalic. 2007 found NILE on the second stage at the Ozfest. They were excited by the chance to bring true death metal to Ozfest. I had no idea that death metal had been in such short supply there. Ithphalic means a statue of a deity with an erection. The sixth album, Those Whom the Gods Detest, prompted a critic to write, pretty much the only thing standing in NILE's way, besides the Aswan Dam, is the fact that we, as listeners, have become so accustomed to the band's excellence that another excellent album seems almost par for the course. I'll take that kind of praise. How about you? But then, in 2012, bass player Chris Lawless mysteriously disappeared. NILE hired a session player to finish At the Gate of Sethu. The next album, What Should Not Be Unearthed, Todd Ellis left, citing unforeseen circumstances. beyond his control. Is this band cursed? Ninth album, Vile Melodic Rites, was just released in November. NILE uses a dropped A tuning, which is an alternate tuning for A 7-string guitar. So you have A1, E2, A2, D3, G3, B3, and E4 for you guitarists out there who want to try 7-stringed guitar. I'm told it makes thrashing less torturous to the fingers. All you kids are gonna get carpal tunnel syndrome. I did. Here's the discography. 1. Amongst the Catacombs of Nephron Ra. Sorry, not Nephron Ra, Nephron Ka. Ka and Ra are not one and the same. Ka has something to do with one of your souls that flies away at the time of death, and Ra has to do with the sun god. Well, anyhow, that went in 1998, and it's taken from the H.P. Lovecraft story, The Outsider, from the Cthulhu myth. I've been told that my hairstyle looks a little Cthulhu-like. You think? 1. Smashing the anti-you. 2. Bara Epinazu. 3. Kaduro Maku. This is instrumental. 4. Serpent-Headed Mask. 5. Ramses, Bringer of War. 6. Stones of Sorrow. 7. Die Rock Krieg Lied der Asirik. 8. The Howling of the Jinn. You know, it's like Robin Williams, you know, on a bad day. 9. Pestilence and Iniquity. 10. Opening of the Mouth. And 11. Between Eternal Oceans of Sand. Bring your bucket and your shovel. Have some fun. 2. Black Seeds of Vengeance went in 2000. Here's Invocation of the Gate of Fa'at. Amke SN Amesti. It's an instrumental. 2. Black Seeds of Vengeance. 3. The Black Flame. 4. Libation unto the Shades Who Lurk in the Shadows, also an instrumental. 5. Defiling the Gates of Ishtar. Yeah. Sometimes I get bored with Easter as well. Can't eat jelly beans anymore. Diabetes. Well. 6. Masturbating the War God. Something I know we've all wanted to do. 7. Multitude of Foes. 8. Chapter for transforming into a snake. Yeah. Now you're talking. 9. Nas aku kan she'en asbiyu. 10. To dream of Ur. You know Ur from Sumer, Mesopotamia, 6,000-7,000 years ago? That's where Abraham came from in the Bible. Yeah, he was from Sumer. Sumer's a country that was disposed of by the Assyrians, but they're finding a lot of stuff buried in the sand in Iraq. Cuneiform tablets explaining what life was like back then. Finding out some things about mankind we hadn't counted on. 11. The Nameless City of the Accursed. And 12. Kedi Safa Shamsu. Are you going to play some music there, Mr. NILE? Good. Let's get going, because, God, I know my people want to hear you. So I hear tell that Carl Sanders includes a booklet in each copy of the record explaining what each song is about. But I don't have that. Just have to make do. 3. In Their Darkened Shrines in '02. Lyrics borrowed from H.P. Lovecraft's story again, this one from The Nameless City, which was written in 1921. If you haven't read H.P. Lovecraft, shame on you. 4. Annihilation of the Wicked. A limited edition box set comes in a tin box with a custom serpent ankh necklace, a full color album poster, a vinyl sticker, and an embroidered patch. 5. Ithalic. Nuclear Blast is the new label, and this one came in a pyramid-shaped box containing the disc, several images, a certificate of ownership, and a scroll containing the lyrics and liner notes, but no song explanation. Curious. 6. Those Whom the Gods Detest, 2009. This one charted to number 160 in the U.S. This one's about Akhenaten, the so-called heretic king, pharaoh, his wife Nefertiti, and his son Tutankhamun. Those Whom the Gods Detest are metalheads, so this album disses the gods. Also, Dagon makes an appearance. You know Dagon, he's Cthulhu's knight. Not very pleasant person, but makes for good storytelling around the campfire, or, the stroke of midnight. 7. At the Gate of Sethuf, Thoth is on the sleeve art. Thoth is known as Hermes to the Greek and Mercury to the Romans. This album charted to 131 in the United States, and as you probably know, Hermetic magic is based upon the teachings of Hermes. Didn't know Thoth in Egypt was the same as Hermes in Greece, did ya? But it was, and it is, and wow to that. 8. What Should Not Be Unearthed. This may be about the time of the Exodus. Carl Sanders is also interested in ancient Mesopotamia. Me too. I think we've already seen that. Thank you. 9. Vile Nilotic Rights. NILE is touring the U.S. right now in support of this album. If you go, contact me. I'm curious about what the stage props look like and what they use. I can guess, but I'd rather know. Why don't I go? I'm scared to. See you next time on Who Named That Band. A River. It's a good name for a band. Flows like music. Whatever.